Hey guys, Jay here, thanks for checking out this video, and this is my F1 fantasy team for the Chinese Grand Prix. So here is my team, and we have got Max Verstappen, we've kept Charles Leclerc, and we've brought in Nico Hülkenberg and Kevin Magnussen, and I'm using my wild card, and I've brought in Yuki Tsunoda. Keeping Ferrari, and I've brought back HAAS. Now, for Japan, I used my Limitless card, so we'll get to that in a bit. But definitely keeping Max. I was torn between Sainz and Leclerc, but I've gone with Leclerc, and I'll explain why in a sec. And I've gone with both HAAS drivers and HAAS. And the question is HAAS worth it? And I would say yes, they are, and I'll show you why. If we go over to statistics, we can see here that on valuation changes, Kevin Magnussen has now risen to second place. He's been climbing the valuation changes for since the beginning of the season, and I've been keeping my eye on it. And yeah, he's gone up by 2 million, mainly due to his overtakes, I believe. But he's on the rise, and definitely one that I think is value for money. Lance Stroll has also been up there as well, so keep an eye on him. But also, if we go over here, we can see that for value for money, again, we've got K-Mag in 5th place. And in overtakes, we've got both K-Mag and we've got Nico Hülkenberg. Magnussen is on 17 and Hülkenberg is on 16. So I would argue that yes, HAAS is worth it, simply because when it comes to the back markers / back up to the midfield, they may not be scoring points on a regular basis, but they're definitely getting the overtakes and increasing their value. So I definitely think they are worth it. And just why we're here, just want to talk about the Leclerc and Sainz, what made me choose Leclerc in the end. So we've got on total fantasy points scored, we've got Leclerc on 128 and we've got Sainz on 110. So Leclerc has an 18-point lead there. However, on the average fantasy points scored, Carlos is ahead of Leclerc by, let's just say 4.5 points. Just over 4.5 points. But valuation changes, Leclerc is at the top, Sainz is on 5th. Leclerc is also in top 5 for driver selection, and value for money, Leclerc just tips Sainz on there, and podiums, Sainz is one ahead, but it's mainly the value for money and the total points. That said, I will keep an eye on it. I mean, as a fan, I would have gone for Sainz, but I think strategically, I think I'm going to go with Leclerc, or I've gone with Leclerc for this one. And then I'll decide afterwards if I'm going to keep him or switch back to Sainz. But yeah, in case of HAAS, like I say, I think HAAS is worth it. So that is why I've gone for the HAAS drivers and HAAS. And like I say, I brought in Yuki as my using my wild card. Yuki done so well in Japan, getting that top 10 finish. You know, those two really good overtakes, and he's one to be keeping an eye on, and I'm really happy for him. He's doing really well, so yeah, I brought him in for Albon, and I think the team should be pretty solid. You know, I'm not expecting to be dominant or anything like that, but I think the team's pretty solid. We'll go from there for the next one. So that is my team for the Chinese Grand Prix. Let me know what you think in the comments, if you agree or you don't agree, and who's in your team. Now, we'll come back to the statistics in a sec, but let's just go to my result for Japan. So I got 372 points, but I did play my Limitless chip. So here was the score. Max is my turbo driver, so he got 94 points. Then Perez 33, Leclerc 31, Sainz 28, Norris 19, Red Bull 108, and Ferrari 59. So I've got the top 5 drivers, basically. In fact, now I think about it, if Sainz was here and Leclerc was here, then I would have actually got literally the top 5 in order. But either way, it's the top 5 from Japan. So I was glad that I went with Lando instead of Piastri in the end. But yeah, really happy with that, and that's really helped me climb the league rankings, which you'll see in a sec. So yeah. Now let's just go back to. Let's actually go to the leagues first of all. So here is the leagues, and we've gone all the way up to 33,424, which means we've climbed a lot, because I think in the last video we were something like 200 and something thousand. So yeah, climbed a lot. Obviously still away from the top, but we're in the top 50,000, so I'm happy with that. Then if we go to the Papaya Open, so again, this is an open league. Feel free to join. I'll put the pin somewhere, if not in the description. But yeah, and I've caught up a little bit. I'm still in second, but yeah, feel free to join. Here is the pin actually. So just let me do that. It's that one. We won't go into all the other leagues. I don't think there's any new ones, to be honest. So let's look at the statistics, like as an overall. So we saw that the top fantasy points scored is Leclerc. We've then got Max and Checo, Sainz in 4th, and Lando's in 5th. For the average points scored, it is close between the 2 Ferraris. It's then very close between the 2 Red Bulls, and then we've got Oliver Bierman is still in 5th from his race in Jeddah. Valuation changes at the top. Like I say, K-Mag, he's up in 2nd. We've then got Checo, which I'm a little surprised about. I thought it'd be a bit lower. But Lance Stroll, one to keep an eye on, and Sainz is in 5th. The driver selection is getting a little closer. Albon is still up in 1st with 55%. Max is in 2nd. Daniel is still 3rd, which does actually surprise me, because he's not exactly having a great season. Yuki is in 4th and Leclerc's in 5th. And then the value for money, both the Ferraris, both the Red Bulls, and then K-Mag. And then overtakes, and this is why I say keep an eye on Lance Stroll as well, because he's top with the overtakes on 19. We've then got Checo is in 3rd, joint 2nd with K-Mag. And then we've got Ocon. Despite how bad the Alpines are doing, Ocon is up there for overtakes. Podiums is starting to space out a little bit with Sainz at the top, Max, Checo, Norris. Whoops. Top 10. Again, this will take time to filter out. DNFs, fastest laps, and driver days. And again, driver day, another Ferrari. This time it was Charles Leclerc. So again, that's why I've gone for him with my team. So yeah, that is the statistics, and that is pretty much it. So usually I release these videos the weekend of the race, but I'm actually going to release this week because I just want to test something. So this will be up for a good week before the race, is the theory, and we'll go from there. But yeah, I'm feeling confident in the team. You know, I mean, Max, let's face it, unless he has a failure, he's going to win. Leclerc, I'm hoping he's going to put out a result. And then we've got the HAASes, which I imagine will be fighting, ironically, with the RBs towards the back. So hopefully I'll get a couple of good overtakes in there. And yeah, and I'm hoping also that the drivers will increase their value more as well. bring in some other drivers. I'd still like to bring back Norris for good, just partly as a fan. But that said, I'm trying to be a bit more, trying to play a bit more strategic rather than as a fan. Anyway guys, sorry it's short and sweet, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Remember to hit the subscribe button if you want to follow my team throughout the season, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Also, I'm playing around with my setup, so you may see some different changes in the videos for a little while, just messing around, seeing what's working, what's not. And also tomorrow I will be releasing the F1 Manager video. It was going to be released today, but I'm going to release it tomorrow. It's the Brazilian Grand Prix in Season 1 of my F1 Manager career. And I'm about a quarter or a third of the way through my second season, so I'll hopefully have the second video at some point as well. Hope that all makes sense. Anyway guys, thank you for watching. All the best. Peace.